हाय, वेलकम टू जुरिसेज अकेडमीज यूट्यूब चैनल। आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट रेफरेंस बुक्स की फॉर क्लैट पीजी 2024 एंड वी विल आल्सो टॉक अबाउट हाउ टू यूज रेफरेंस बुक्स टू योर एडवांटेज। सो प्लीज स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड let's understand how and when should you be using reference books for a competitive exam like CLAT PG, and if you do intend to use them, then what are the important books that you can rely on. Before we begin, we have a Telegram channel, so if you're interested in receiving daily MCQs subject wise, do check it out. The link is in the description box. So the first question is, when should you be reading reference books for a competitive examination? So as you know कि CLAT PG का syllabus is very vast. There are some 14 plus important big subjects that you have to read, and on top of it you also need to be aware of the recent important judgments. तो ऐसे में आपको reference books कब और कैसे पढ़नी चाहिए, this is what we are going to discuss in this video, and we'll also give you a list of important books जो अगर आप चाहें तो शुरू में रेफर कर सकते हैं. So the answer to the question is you should refer to the reference books at the beginning of your preparation. तो जब आप अपनी preparation start कर रहे हैं, when you have sufficient time, provided that you have 6 months or more, only then you should be reading reference books in the first place. तो चलिए अब सबसे पहले let's take a look at what are the important books subject wise for CLAT PG, and then we will also discuss the advantages and disadvantages of referring such bulky reference books for a competitive exam like CLAT. सबसे पहले आते हैं constitutional law पे, which is obviously one of the most important subjects to be tested in CLAT PG examination. तो constitutional law के लिए आप कोई भी एक अच्छी commentary refer कर सकते हैं, VN शुक्ला, JN पांडे, AK जैन में से, or if you have any other book you can refer that as well, but these are 3 very standard commentaries which are very helpful for competitive exams. I would personally not recommend MP Jain because it's very bulky, and although it is a very good book to understand constitutional law, but competitive exam के point of view से I think it is not relevant and it will be too bulky for you to cover, revise and remember all of it. Now coming to jurisprudence, jurisprudence again is a very important part, and almost 20 to 30 questions are on an average asked in CLAT PG examination from this subject. तो आप jurisprudence के लिए या तो VD महाजन या फिर परांज पे रेफर कर सकते हैं. Both are very good books on clarifying your basic principles of jurisprudence. Now coming to law of torts. Torts generally ऐसे अलग से we have not really seen much tort law being asked since 2020. But not only CLAT PG, but ILET and other LLM entrance exams, particularly CUET and as such exams like that, they do test your knowledge of basic law of torts. So अपने basics clear करने के लिए you can refer to Bangia, which is a very good book on the basics of law of torts. Now coming to contracts. Contracts is of course one of the most important subject and is becoming more important in both CLAT as well as ILET PG examination. Contracts के लिए there's this very good Avtar Singh which you can refer. It's a very good book on understanding the basics and the case laws for contracts. Now coming to criminal law. So this could be a tricky thing to cover because criminal law is very huge. You have to read IPC, CRPC, evidence law. So you have to navigate through the books very carefully because there's a lot of information in them which may not be particularly suited for CLAT PG. These books may be more suited for aspirants who are preparing for judiciary. लेकिन अगर आपको लगता है कि if you have any doubts in a particular topic that you would like to refer a book for, then for IPC you can refer KD गौर और रतनलाल एंड धीरज लाल. CRPC के लिए आप रतनलाल एंड धीरज लाल रेफर कर सकते हैं, एंड एविडेंस लॉ के लिए देयर इज पर्टिकुलर. बट अगेन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, पर्टिकुलरली प्रोसीजरल लॉज में बैराक की क्लैरिटी इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो ओनली रेफर टू बुक्स in cases where you have confusion. Otherwise, stick to the BERAC because that is where your questions come in a competitive exam. Now coming to family law again is very huge and the kind of questions are also very basic, very BERAC oriented and of course based on the understanding of case laws. तो इसके लिए आप पारस देवान या पूनम प्रधान में से कोई भी एक बुक रेफर कर सकते हैं. Coming to public international law, which is again very widely tested in CLAT PG. It has been tested almost every year since 2020, so no doubt a very important subject. आप इसके लिए RK सिंह रेफर कर सकते हैं. Now before we move further, हम कुछ LLM गाइड्स की भी बात करेंगे because अगर आपके बेसिक्स थोड़े भी स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, if you have read your basic subjects in your law school fairly well, then probably referring to books may not be helpful and guides may be a better idea. So for guides, there is one by Universal and one by AK Chen. Both are equally good, so you can refer to either of them or both of them if your basics are fairly good. Now, before we move further, we also have a course जहाँ पे we do provide you all the material, all the notes that are required for CLAT PG preparation. तो अगर आप इसमें interested हैं, do check it out from the website, or you can call on this number and get to know more about the foundation and growth hack batch. अब हम आते हैं सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज पे कि रेफरेंस बुक्स को यूज करने के एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या होते हैं. दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर यू टू एनालाइज, क्योंकि कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में मोस्टली द स्मार्ट प्रिपरेशन वर्क्स एंड नॉट नेसेसरीली द वन हु प्रिपेयर्स मोर हार्डली. सो दिस इज वाई यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ टू यूज देम टू योर बेनिफिट. तो पहले हम कुछ एडवांटेजेस की बात करते हैं. It is of course a very good source for conceptual clarity, and since CLAT and ILAT are increasingly moving towards testing conceptual clarity of candidates, तो अगर आपके बेसिक्स उतने स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है तो आप बैराक के साथ एक कमेंट्री रेफर कर सकते हैं, which will be very good for your basic concepts. It is good for candidates who have sufficient time. अगर आप एडवांस में अपनी प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू हैव अराउंड 7 to 8 months to prepare for CLAT PG, then it is a good idea to refer to one standard commentary on the important subjects. It is also helpful in making notes. अगर आप रिविजन के लिए अपने खुद के नोट्स बनाना चाहते हैं तो these are good sources जहां से आप एक बेसिक आइडिया ले सकते हैं ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. अब आते हैं डिसएडवांटेजेस पे. कैंडिडेट्स जिनकी खुद की अंडरस्टैंडिंग थोड़ी ठीक है बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट दे माइट हैव स्टडीड दीज सब्जेक्ट्स properly in law school, they may not benefit as much from reading a commentary. It is not recommended if you have limited time. For example, if you only have 2 months, 3 months, or even 6 months to prepare for CLAT PG, then it will probably not be a good idea to refer to full commentaries on all subjects. What you can do is, you can only refer to commentaries for those areas जिनको समझने में आपको प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, या फिर ऐसे एरियाज जो एग्जाम में बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली टेस्ट किए जाते हैं, तो आप सिर्फ उस पार्ट के लिए कमेंट्री यूज कर सकते हैं. Referring to multiple sources may lead to confusion, so you should never rely on more than one commentary. Just pick one book and stick to it. So this is all for today's video. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.